Back in the 50s and 60s, Westerville was kind of an independent community. They had their own businesses here. Sure, it was a satellite to Columbus. Sure, people drove down to Columbus. Some people worked there, but we were more thought of as our own independent community. But in the 70s, the housing boom came and the residential housing stock in the city just boomed.
When Interstate 270 opened up, there was a lot of residential development, but we were in danger of becoming really a bedroom community. And I think the city vision at that point was be more than that, be a well-rounded city with jobs, with restaurants, with entertainment.
It was very exciting to think about all the potential that we could have, the growth, the excitement within the community, but also some challenges with the development.
We had great opportunities for regional headquarters and for medical office and things of that sort, and also our long-awaited foray into full-scale, full-service hospitality industry with a full-service hotel.
I got to see the rezoning process where we basically took rural land, rezoned it primarily for commercial purposes with job growth and development as a goal.
Development usually comes first before the roads, and we wanted to put the roads in first so that the development would follow. And that was the Cleveland Avenue Extension and Polaris Parkway.
As the process moved its way through ODOT, it got to the point where the department was stopping reviewing our plans because the ground that they were reviewing was not actually in the city of Westerville. So in the early 90s, an application was actually assembled of about 25 properties in the northwest quadrant, mostly up in Delaware County, for those properties to come into the city of Westerville. And the hope would be after the annexation was completed, then ODOT would resume their review of the construction drawings and we could move towards construction of those roads.
At that point in time, it was really fairly unique for cities to actually take the initiative and plan the growth. It was really up to property owners to come in and seek annexation when they thought their property was appropriate for annexation. But the city knew that it would have to assemble a large tract of land and get at least a majority of the property owners to agree to annex into the city in order for this dream of the freeway or beltway around the city coming into existence.
The Westar Place is at the intersection of two very important corridors. First of all, you've got the Cleveland Avenue corridor, which we also have looked at as our medical mile, if you will. It's been dubbed medical mile. And it also intersects with Polaris Parkway, which is an important commercial corridor throughout the northern part of the Central Ohio region. So these two fairly dynamic corridors really intersect right there at Westar Place, and we felt that that was a strong basis for us to invest there, and we're pleased that it has gone as well as it has.
There were three things that said to us from a perspective of developing office building, this makes sense. One was the mindset of the city manager, Dave Lindemore, and council. They were focused on generating income taxes through jobs to help provide other sources to the city. Westerville took that step forward to say, we're going to provide tax incentives for income producing properties. So that was the first thing. The second thing was we knew at the time they had plans to do the Polaris Parkway extension that was going to extend Polaris Parkway all the way east through Westerville. There were plans to do improvements to County Line, and there were plans to do improvements to Cleveland. And then on top of all of that, not only doing really, really nice infrastructure with boulevard type roads, with divided medians, with very nice landscaping, Westerville also made the commitment that they were going to do the rec center. So all of these things are happening really, it's a little bit of field of dreams. They took the leap of faith to say, if we create this environment, people will want to come. And that's exactly what happened.
We could see the potential, and I think it was a very realistic view. We weren't doing this lightly. We didn't just jump right into it without a lot of thought. There was a lot of forethought that was put into this planning, and that's what brought everybody on board.
The master plan for Westar Place, we knew was a great plan. And that was the promise that we gave our residents and our businesses and our stakeholders that we were going to stay consistent with the approved plan. The centerpiece of that is a full-service hotel.
The previous developer with Altair certainly had laid out a plan, and a hotel was part of that plan. They had already completed some of the infrastructure. The ponds in particular, which provides all the stormwater drainage So we looked at that as a really good beginning. We looked at whether we could build on that, and we really felt comfortable that that was a good environment for both the hotel and all these offices to take off and to become reality.
The centerpiece of West Star Place really is the Renaissance Hotel. And we knew that if we could attract that type of a hotel to that site, that would really be the catalyst for the balance of that property. And that has been proven to be true, that once that hotel came out of the ground, others saw the opportunity to look at that area as a good place to invest as well.
Sitting here at the Renaissance is a dream come true. We also were really excited about the possibility of being the home to corporate headquarters, and it's so satisfying and exciting for me to see that has actually happened.
Our three priorities were jobs, jobs, jobs. Here we are today with Lancaster Colony and DHL as corporate headquarters. We're looking at others, and the job growth has been outstanding.
It takes patience to wait and make sure you're getting the right developer, the right mix, the right architecture. How does it all fit in? There were a number of opportunities that we had that we could have sold the land immediately and it would be out of our hands, but it would not be the development that we have today.
I think what makes West Star exciting is the fact that the infrastructure is there on the front end and it's done right, is helping people like us and other developers like us come in and create what becomes more than shade and shelter for employees, becomes a place where these employees spend most of their working lives.
I think it's important just for everyone to recognize and recall that the city's primary revenue source is income tax dollars, and that's what enables us to be able to be a high-level service community that we are, to have the Parks and Recreation programming, the community center, good public safety services, good infrastructure. All of that ties back to our ability to create this economic foundation for the community, and that's really why economic development is so important. Because at the end of the day, that economic development is what translates into dollars that helps to provide public services for the community.
For us to develop what we have here is really special and very rare. We have a lot of communities in the Columbus region, as well as the state of Ohio, as well as around the country, that come up with some beautiful plans on how to bring jobs to your community. And West Star was the ability of not just the plan, but the execution of the plan. And when a plan lasts 20 years and then some, that's pretty special.